WrestleMania 21 is the third attempt by THQ to bring a decent wrestling game to the Xbox. It's also their third failure. Just in case people weren't fed up enough with the thoroughly not good WWF Raw and WWE Raw 2, THQ and developer Studio Gigante are driving the point home with this game. It's just a broken mess all around, with multiple features that don't live up to even the standards of the last couple of Xbox wrestlers, let alone good wrestling games, and one major feature that doesn't even work at all. Wrestling games live and die by their gameplay engines, and WrestleMania 21 definitely falls on its sword here. The basic grappling mechanics are sound. You've got a basic strike button and a couple of grapple buttons that do weak and strong attacks, depending on whether you just tap the button or hold it down. Unfortunately, everything else about the gameplay isn't any fun at all. The opponent AI in the game is just plain broken. The collision detection is similarly just way off, resulting in a lot of missed hits and ground grapples. And there's just all sorts of weird little stuff, like how after a while it'll take your opponent near on forever to get up from an attack, leading to like this lengthy series of looping submission holds you can just keep putting on and ground strikes and whatever, and they can just kind of do the same thing to you if they're beating up on you, in odd event that might be. Ultimately, the game just isn't really fun at all. Everything about WrestleMania 21 just feels sloppy and shallow. There's just constant issues with loading times, making the screen and audio just chop up real bad. The menu systems in the game are pathetically un-user-friendly, and most of the game's featured modes don't even really have a whole lot to them. The career mode is probably the best of the bunch, but even in that, it pretty much sort of like follows the same plot line as WWE Day of Reckoning for the GameCube, only a slightly more extreme version of it. Yeah, the featured voice acting is a whole lot better than what was in SmackDown vs. Raw. The wrestlers aren't just dead reading their lines in an echoey warehouse somewhere, but, you know, that doesn't make it great exactly. And the story's okay, but the gameplay is just so lame that you really won't have a whole lot of fun playing through the career mode because you gotta wrestle like 50-something matches and none of them are all that fun. The Creator Roaster mode is pretty lackluster compared to even Raw 2. The Creative Belt mode is only interesting because you can use your Creative Belts online. And the online play... Wait, what online play? Oh, you mean the fat connection error that comes up every time you try to play the game online? Yup, that's all you get for online play at this point. This is the kind of thing where you can envision a recall coming. So maybe THQ will fix this at some point, but as of right now, the game you can buy in stores does not work online at all. The only memorable things about this game are the ones that are going to piss you off. The bugs, the glitches, the lackluster gameplay, all the stuff that will just make you wonder how it was even possible that THQ could publish a worse Xbox wrestling game than what they'd already offered. In fact, the only positive thing this game has to offer is its graphics, which are admittedly very well done, though not above some flaws. Animations will glitch out, and the wrestlers just kind of move sort of sluggishly, but otherwise, it's a nice-looking game. Now, imagine how much better the whole game itself would have been had the developer spent the same amount of effort on the other aspects of the game as they had the graphics. Yeah, try not to cry. Xbox wrestling fans, I feel for you. There's nothing I would have loved more than to see a great WWE game for the Xbox. Sadly, WrestleMania 21 isn't in it, not even by a long shot. The fact that a game this underdeveloped and shoddy managed to get past Microsoft's approval process is absolutely mind-blowing. I don't think much more needs to be said, except to say that no matter how desperate you might be at this point for a decent Xbox wrestling game, please do not go looking for it here.